My wife demanded I be a man, so I made one final decision she never saw coming. My wife Catherine snapped, "I'm tired of your boundaries." Then she added, "Be a man." I had just finished a 12-hour shift fixing crashed servers when I walked into the kitchen and saw contractor quotes and cabinet samples on the table. "I signed off on the kitchen renovation," she said. "They start Monday." I told her we agreed to wait until next year. "Waiting is pointless," she said. "The contractor had an opening." Then she dropped the number, $22,000, and she'd already put $8,000 down from our joint account, non-refundable. I asked why she didn't talk to me first. She shut her laptop hard and said, "I'm telling you now, aren't I?" I said this wasn't the first time. Lately my opinions were treated like noise, and her choices were treated like law. She crossed her arms and said, "I'm so tired of your boundaries. It's exhausting," she added. "Be a man for once." She waited for me to apologize. I looked at her and said, "Understood." She smiled like she won. I pulled out my phone and opened an email I'd been sitting on. A hospital in Colorado wanted me as their IT infrastructure manager. A raise, but relocation required. I typed, "I accept," and hit send. I didn't tell her. The next morning I opened a new bank account, switched my direct deposit, and started saving screenshots. I called my cousin Reese, a family lawyer. He said, "Document everything and keep quiet until papers are ready." So for the next few weeks I was calm and agreeable. "Sure, okay, sounds good." Catherine started watching me like I was hiding something. One night she asked, "Why are you being so nice?" I said, "I've been thinking." She relaxed. Then, in week 4, she knocked on my office door with watery eyes and said, "I'm pregnant." She made it sound like a gift. I forced a smile and asked, "How far along?" "6 weeks," she said. My stomach turned. 6 weeks ago was when she started coming home late, and her phone suddenly had a passcode. I had also seen the name Bennett on her screen more than once. Her coworker, always after hours. Catherine grabbed my hand and said, "This fixes things." Then she said, "You're not leaving." I didn't argue. I called Reese and he said, "Don't accuse her. Stay steady. If you want out, you still file. Ask the court for a test after the birth." So I played the role she wanted. I went to appointments. I built the crib. I smiled for photos. Meanwhile, I built my file. Phone records showed late calls with Bennett. The calendar had work dinners that didn't match. There were hotel charges she never mentioned. I saved it all. She started testing me. She'd slide a bill across the counter and say, "Sign this," like I was her employee. She'd grab my phone and joke, "No secrets," then get annoyed when it was locked. At a baby shower, she told everyone, "Brian almost ran, but he's staying now," and people laughed while I stood there holding gift bags. Later that night, her screen lit up with Bennett calling. She turned it face down fast and said, "Work," like I was stupid. I didn't yell. I just took another screenshot and kept my plan moving. As the months passed, she got bold. She'd joke, "Now you're stuck," then watch my face. I kept it flat. The baby was born in March. Catherine named her Audrey and acted like we were a happy reset. 3 days later, I said, "I need a paternity test." Her face changed like a switch. "How dare you," she said, loud enough for the nurses to hear. I stayed calm. "If you have nothing to hide, you don't need to be scared." She stormed out of the room. 2 days later, Reese filed the divorce and asked for a court-ordered test. Catherine went into panic mode. She cried and begged, then threatened to tell everyone I was abandoning my baby. She posted online like I was the villain. I didn't respond once. In court, the judge ordered the test anyway. Then we waited. Catherine went from smug to desperate. She tried deals, drop the divorce, keep the house, even full custody if I stopped the test. That was when I knew the truth. On a Thursday, Reese called and said, "You're not the father." I just sat there, breathing, like my body finally remembered how. Reese said, "We move fast." I called Colorado again, and they rushed my start date. That weekend, while Catherine was out, movers came. I had packed my things. I left one envelope on the counter. "You'll be served Monday." Catherine called until her voicemail was full. I didn't pick up. I drove west and started the new job. A short time after, there was a knock at my door. Catherine was on my porch, eyes red, hands shaking. "Brian, please, can we talk?" she said. I said, "There's nothing to talk about." She stepped closer. "I was scared," she said. "I thought you'd stay if you believed she was yours." I said, "You tried to trap me with someone else's baby." Her face went stiff. "You wanted a man who makes decisions," I said. "Congrats." I made one, then I closed the door. Now her family is calling me heartless for asking for that test. Was I wrong?